Good evening, welcome to Scott Bailey Hairdressing. It's great to see you all with us tonight. We said we'd be on just after 7. As you can all tell this evening, my voice is slightly strained, but hopefully that will do the world a favour because they won't have to listen to and we are from Shilton. Big good evening to everybody who's international tonight, especially everybody from Muck International in Australia, especially Mark. Great to see you. Also everybody from Muck United Kingdom, especially Alan, Big Al, and Justina tonight. Big good evening also. Very proud to be your UK artistic director. Also all the people that are local tonight in Shilton, it's great to see you if you're watching, our clients and also our friends. So hopefully my voice will last this evening, we'll see how we go, but as you know there's only one 7:30 in the evening and that's here tonight at Scott Bailey. So big good evening to everybody from the Jam. Jeremy Saxon, top trainer in town, I was with him this morning at 6 AM. Good evening to Jez. Also big good evening to everybody that is at Primal Conditioning that I'm with, especially the Spartan family that I'm with now at the moment. Big good evening to SJ. Also I know Carrie will be watching tonight, and I also know that Jessica, you know you're loved, is watching also, and everybody else that is in the Jam. So what's it all about tonight? As you know, this is a very special moment when we do one of these haircuts. Every haircut we've done on the past 11 haircuts, because we're now on haircut number 12, which was originally going to be 3 only, but now we're on number 12. Everyone's special, as you know, as hairdressers around the world know that each haircut is special. But the main thing is a lot to share, showcase products, show you how the products work with the cuts, and share with you what we do as a team down here at Scott Bailey Hairdressing in the small town of Shilton in the middle of England. So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to do a man's haircut this evening. Let's introduce you to our model this evening. And our model tonight is Josh Yeager. Just put your hand up and just go like that. There you go. Good stuff. So, hi. Josh is one of my clients. We decided a while ago, because he's growing his hair, to like Justin Bieber, we thought we'd go with a cut tonight to share with you. We're going to be going through a very light tidy up on the top. We'll be doing a lot of work around the back and sides on scissor over comb, again showcasing the Muck products, how they work and how they come together with the cut to finish it off, which again will showcase exactly how the Muck products work and how the haircut will work with the products, and also sharing the system of how the cutting works here tonight at the salon. So this is how it's going to work. Let's quickly go on to the head. We're going to be working with the recession bone tonight, the parietal ridge, the apex, upper occipital bone, lower occipital bone, mastoid process, and the nape. We'll be starting with a recession, horseshoe section around the section of the haircut, which will subdivide half the haircut, which means we'll be able to do the back and sides first, working through to the top section very, very slowly, and then it'll be a very light trim through there to allow to keep length, and then we'll go through the back and the sides with scissor over comb, and then a little bit of cheating with the clippers at the end. So, how does every haircut start? Well, every haircut starts in a journey, and of course, as we all know, it has to be a product that helps us to work on that journey. So the haircut product that I like to work with is Muck Fat Blowout Mousse, which tonight will be the starting product. Again, the beautiful thing about this is you want the size of a golf ball, and the nice thing about it is that when you apply the hair with this product, best to do it with a comb, keeps it nice and clean. You're able to put conditioner into the hair because it contains conditioner, and it also allows me to see the natural movement in the hair, which again is very, very important, because as we're cutting the hair we want to be able to see the shape as I'm creating it. Also, as I'm drawing the lines into the hair, we want to be able to make sure that we can see those lines real crisp and clear, because again, if there's bad lines in a haircut, you get a bad haircut, so we want to be able to showcase that. Good evening, Dan Metcalf, nice to see you on there. Nikki Gower, Stuart Pratt, good to see you on there tonight with us. Excuse me, Dan, I'm really looking forward to doing your hair, so I think that's just in a few weeks' time. Okay, so let's start with the beginning of the haircut. So, with a horseshoe section, you want to keep it nice and clean. Okay, nice. Is it back on? Yeah, okay, back on, mate. Yeah, sorry about that, we just had a little bit of an issue there. If we go around the other side, we lose the signal, so... Okay, let's go back on the hair, see what's going on. So hopefully Nick will be on soon, Nick McCaffrey and Sharon. It's always good to see Dad will put his thumb up when you come on tonight. So keeping the sections nice and clear. Helen Bailey, the model from last week. Nice to see you with us tonight. I hope you're well. Amy Kerry, AK. Nice to see you with us also, sweetheart. I hope you're well. So keeping the sections nice and clean as we're going round. You can really sort of see the cleanliness that I'm going for on this. And again, it's really important because as you're taking the sections along, Ross's favourite, which is the parietal ridge here that we're on now, it just keeps everything nice and clean to work the cut. So if you think of a horseshoe section, which is the most important part, you can really sort of see now that shape's there which subdivides it. Okay, so here we go. So there's this. So the best part of this is you're working with the hand, of course, because you're using the hand with the direction of the thumb. So on this, you're thinking of how the thumb works. So we're going to be going, obviously the thumb will lead on this, and then the thumb will lead the other way. So on a nice clean section. So this is going to be a travelling guideline that goes all the way around the head. So think of the clock and the time. Josh is thinking to himself, this sounds very different for when you're coming off your haircut normally as a rule, but this is obviously what I'm thinking in my head while I'm doing it. We're on the second knuckle rule as well, so I'm only cutting to the second knuckle. Again, the importance of this is that we are actually keeping it clean and tidy as we're doing it, and also putting the knuckles into the neck, because again, by doing that, it alters the degree of the angle of how the cut will come together. So again, if you go past your third knuckle, that means that you're going to lose the tension, and also it means that the cut won't be as strong as you want it to. If you move around the head as we're coming around now, keeping everything nice and clean, again you can sort of see how it all comes together. But again, as I say, if you don't sort of use the second knuckle rule, then try it, because you'll actually find it will work better for you. As you can see, as I'm working around here, it's nice and clean. We can see the cleanliness of the cut. You've got to make sure you don't put any drag in through the top, because again, it's really important to think about these things as you're working with techniques. Again, bad habits, you become a bad hairdresser, so you just got to think about these things. No doubt Michelle is watching tonight, Josh's mum. I'm sure that this is quite different, sort of seeing your son down the salon tonight, safe and sound with us. Paul King from Essex, nice to see you on there, Kingy. Hope you're well with your family. I know you like to dial in and watch, so nice to see you watching us tonight.
Nick McCaffrey.
Nick, nice to see you on there. Nick, hope you're well, mate. Hope you're okay in Germany. Glenda should see the plant tonight, so I'm sure she'll love it. I'll send you a picture later. But I hope you're well, okay. Good to see you on there tonight. Dan's on with us as well, it's great. So, this is quite similar to how I do your hair. So again, keeping it nice and clean as we're coming through on the sides. Again, it's the second knuckle that is the dominating part of this, just to make sure everything's right. Carrie Ann Palmer, good evening. I hope you're well. Nice of you to join us tonight. Obviously, I cannot speak as loud as I normally can, so my apologies if people are struggling to hear me. But I did strain my voice when I was with Helen Bailey on stage last week, so that's one of the unfortunate things about when you work there. Lucy Ellingworth, Lucy, nice to see you on there tonight, Lucy. Give my love to your mum and dad. Hopefully Gavila's with you as well, so big good evening. So now you can see we're keeping the shape nice and clean as we're coming through. Again, a little bit of scissor over comb. We're using the large end of the comb while we're doing this, just to keep it nice and tidy. So let's just move Josh around the other side whilst Dad stays where he is, because then we can keep the signal, otherwise we'll lose it. Now the thumb will move over, we're going to go this way over now, so the thumb will lead in this direction to keep the cut nice and clean. The important thing with this is that we are keeping the fingers close to the scalp. As before it was the knuckles that were staying close, so now it's the fingers that are staying close, and that's the discipline. Remember, we're moving around on a travelling guide, so we're going round from 6 to 3 PM as we're coming round, so it just keeps everything nice and clean and tidy. Jamie Ray, nice to see you on there tonight. Hope you're well, my friend. Nice to see you with us. Dad will just randomly call out people's names, whoever comes on, so then I'm in a position to know that you're on there. Because obviously if I'm not looking at the screen I cannot see while I'm cutting out at the same time, which is quite dangerous because men do not multitask, but some people do. Nick McCaffrey might multitask because he is a hero when it comes to doing things for his wife, so I'm guessing that Nick can multitask. So again, just making sure you keep everything clean as you're coming round, because you want to keep those sections nice and tidy. Again, just watching the drag on the top, because this is the important part of the cut, which forms the shape below. So then we can go for the scissor over comb later, and then when we apply the muck products it will just look even more clean and tidier. So as we're working towards the front now, it just keeps everything a lot more tidier. You can see where we're going. Again, it's easy to get out the habit of not cutting with the thumb leading, so again it's really important that this stays here. If Dan Lambert's watching tonight, this is probably I'll be cutting your hair when you come and see me. So you get a bit of a bird's eye view of what happens over my shoulder, which is quite nice for us. So a little bit of scissor over comb, and again we're looking for the big end of the comb because it just keeps the control of what's going on here. So I'll just keep it all nice and tidy, which is good. Again, big good evening to Lucy Colley, I'm guessing she might be watching tonight, and also Ant Colley, which of course Ant is going to be our model next week, so I'm guessing that he'll probably be watching unless he's on nights. So at this point now we go back round to where we were before, so I'm just going to come back round again. We now lose the top part of the hair and come into a middle parting which divides everything out. We've now got to remove the weight line that's around the middle part of the hair, because if we were to leave it now and go straight into the top layers you would have weight, which we don't really want. So we obviously want to maintain some kind of weight, but not so it looks like an undercut. So now we'll just come through it. Linda Bodycut, good evening. Nice to see Bod on there. I'm guessing Nigel's on there with you as well. I hope you're well. Who's that?
Ross Cunningham.
Ross! Hope you're okay. It's the Part1 Ridge. I'll be working around the Part1 Ridge in just a second. Bit of class has come on there to watch. Nice to see you with us tonight. So of course we're on the second knuckle rule tonight, which of course Ross reminds me of that. Darren, nice to see you tonight, Daz, from the New Plough Inn. I'm guessing that Louise is with you as well tonight. Big good evening, I hope you're both well. It's a real primal conditioning turnout on here tonight, it's great. So again, Ant's coming on next week, next Tuesday, so that'll be nice for you to see. But currently tonight we're with Josh Agar, and just taking off the sides now, just taking this out but maintaining length on the top. So again, it's a question of just holding the angle out to make sure everything's clean and tidy as you're doing it, and making sure that all the elevation is what we're after. Okay, because again that's the important part. You'll see my fingers slightly to the side. Maz Palmer, good evening Maz, I hope you're okay. It really is a primal conditioning turnout tonight. Okay, let's switch over, Dad. We're going back over to the carousel to the side. So now the thumb will lead on the second side, just to make sure that everything's nice and clean. Okay, so again it's a travelling guide. Coming round in a minute we'll cut through the top. What we'll do once we've done the top part of the haircut, I'll do a little bit of blending in with the thinning scissors, and then we'll disappear afterwards. After we've done the blending through the sides very quickly when it's wet, hi there. What we'll do then is we'll disappear from the feed, so if we go down, don't worry, because we're going to disappear, do the blow dry, because I cannot speak over the blow dry, sadly, because I've got no voice tonight, which is a shame, but it's good for the people. And then what we'll do then is we'll come back again for the final part, the finale, which will be the dry relationship of the haircut, which we'll share with you again probably 10 minutes after we go off. So moving on now with the cut still. We're going through, obviously, making sure everything's nice and clean.
Charlie Brooks.
Charlie Brooks, good evening. Hope Charlie Brooks is fine. He's probably jumping up and down with joy now. Got a real primal conditioning set up tonight on here. It's really good. Hopefully you had a nice weekend away. I did like those slippers with your names on. They look very good. It's great to see. So again, we'll be showcasing the muck products on how this works before we cut the feed. So let's go back round again, Dad. We're now going to work on the next part, which we're going to be working from the apex bone now through to the upper occipital bone, working back to the mastoid process. parietal ridge, then coming back round to where we are next on that. So at this point now it's just a very light trim because young Josh is trying to grow it. So all we're doing now is just really tidying it up, and you can see now on my arm how I'm holding the hair, just to make sure that the arm is, the mechanics, everything's nice and clean, nice and straight, it all sits really nice. Again, I emphasised this quite a lot on the haircut in Portugal because I wanted to showcase that when you're doing layers, it's really important to make sure that your arm's in the right position. I mean, you can see now as I'm standing on this side that the arm is sort of standing up straight and everything's all nice and clean. So that's called the mechanics of the haircut. And what that does is it just really means that one side will not be longer than the other. So if you can stand with your body position in the correct position, your hands in the correct position, it all adds to what it's all about. Okay, so we're now going to go through the top again. It's a very light tidy up, so we're just going to go through the top now, maintaining what we've got with the section. So again, you can see I'm only taking the edge off here, angling back, going to the second knuckle, which I know Ross is really keen on the second knuckle. Again, keeping the sections clean, and then we're keeping maximum tension on with the smaller part of the comb, which again just keeps it clean and tidy. And again, you use the arm to push the hand up, because again, by doing that you can really keep it really clean and tidy. Okay, so now coming towards the front, hardly nothing's coming off. Now we're working back towards the parietal ridge on this side, just to make sure that everything's all clean. Again, it's the second knuckle that's really important. Again, I made a promise to Josh that I would not take too much off because he's growing his hair, so this really is a dusting, but it's also good because we can actually be disciplined in the cut that we're doing, which makes sure that everything is covered. It will actually make the hair grow a lot faster as well, because Josh is desperate to grow his hair a lot longer. So now I'll come back round to the other side. Okay, so now just coming through, making sure I'm pushing up with the hand, and then it just keeps everything clean and tidy. You didn't realise I could talk so much, did you? That's it. When your audience is watching, that's what it's all about. So again, just coming through now to the parietal ridge on the second side. That's the bone there. Just making sure everything's clean and tidy. Again, you'll see most people are used to this as cross-checking and going through the opposite way. What it means is that you're able to keep everything clean the opposite way because we're growing it. Now, we cross-check the opposite way just to make sure that everything's working. So we're going from parietal ridge to parietal ridge really, just to make sure everything's level. Hold the hand up so it's still nice and straight. Anything that's untoward that needs to come off or is not aesthetically pleasing to the eye, take it off. I mean, again, we're only very lightly trimming this, but we're after the discipline. So it's all correct, and then what we'll do then is put in a nice rounded convex layer into the fringe at the front. Excuse me. Right, so everything's all blow dried into position. Later you'll see all that sit back perfect, but what we need now is this front panel to make sure everything sits right. So we'll be looking now for a convex shape to come through. So what we'll do is take the middle part and then lift it up. Again, it's the arm that lifts it up. You've got length there, and weight in the middle, which is like a triangle of weight. Just take that out, that comes off, which then really just makes the fringe sit back better. You may want to try this sometime at home with somebody who's got a normal sort of one length fringe coming across the top of the eyebrows, and then just take that off and you'll find that the hair will last a lot longer. Right, so at this point now we've got the actual basis of the haircut. Okay, right, at this moment we've got the basis of the haircut. What we need to now do is just go through and just make sure this blends quite perfect through here. What we'll do then is we'll disappear in the next few minutes after I've applied the muck product that we're going to blow dry with, and then we'll disappear for probably 10 minutes and then come back and showcase the finale, which will be the dry relationship of the haircut, which will be scissor over combing, a little bit of clipper work, and then also the finish through the top and the back and sides, and looking at the eyebrows of course. So let's just have a little look through the sides and see what's going on. So really it's the big part of the scissors that we're going through now, just to make sure we've got a slight sort of blend that starts the game rolling, which is quite nice. Adam Purnell, nice to see you on there. Sean Page, David Beckworth, Karen Booth. Nice to see you on there, Karen, with us again. Hopefully Ian's okay. Because of course Karen was the first model, so it's nice to see Karen with us tonight. Okay, so as you can see, we've now got a nice cut. Everything blends through really well. What we're looking for now is the blow dry product. So I'm going to blow dry with Aunt Collie's favourite product, which is Filthy Muck. We'll be using some of this now. So we're looking for really a tiny amount. Okay, enough to cover the end of the finger. Rub it well into your hands, apply a little bit of heat, apply it through the hair very lightly, and then what we'll do then is immediately take the moisture out and then dry with the brush. What we'll do is we will disappear now for the next 10 minutes. So if you wish to put your children to bed, have something to eat, whatever. By the way, good evening to Lynn Marie Atkinson if you're on. Also, I'm Big Mate, because I forgot to say good evening to you, because I'm guessing you'll be watching as well, because I know you always dial in. You'll have a chance to catch up on EastEnders on your omnibus, and then we'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes. So in the meantime, enjoy your breaks, and we'll see you again real soon. Ciao for now.